Okay, so today we'll discuss about Angular. Angular is front-end JavaScript library. Angular is using for develop single-page applications. Angular developed by Google. Okay. In Angular, basic JavaScript using with TypeScript. Using with TypeScript. Sorry. Using with TypeScript functionality, we have to use. One more point, Angular is open source. Angular is browser compatible, browser independent. One more point, Angular is having a lot of open source community. A lot of open source community. Angular developed on Node.js. Okay, so if you want to work with Angular, first we need to install Node.js in our system. Okay, so install Node.js first. So once you install Node.js, then you install Angular. First, we need to work on Node.js installation. Then we need to install AngularJS install. And one more point. Let me go through the paint. In the part of the front end, there are multiple frameworks, not only JavaScript. In the part of the front end, there are multiple frameworks. So basically, JavaScript is the front end library. On top of JavaScript, there are multiple frameworks like React, Angular, and Vue.js. Now we are actually focusing on Angular. So your complete front end is developing using with Angular. In the part of the back end, there are multiple things. You may work on Java, you may work on .NET, you may work on Python Django, you may work on Node.js, you may work on Ruby, you may work on PHP. So once you develop the front end part, you can integrate Angular with Java, or you can able to integrate Angular with .NET, or you can able to integrate Angular with Python Java, or we can able to integrate Angular with Node.js, or we can able to integrate Angular with Ruby, or we may integrate Angular with PHP. Okay, so for example, our course is basically a FULLSTACK. If it is a FULLSTACK course, let me tell you about the FULLSTACK or main stack. If it is a full stack, that is something like a main stack. Okay, so in the main stack, what is our meaning with the main? M means MongoDB. Let me write everything. Let me explain each and everything. M means MongoDB. E means Express. A means Angular, N means Node. So mean stack is very popular full stack development. If you want to develop end-to-end application with a mean stack, you have to understand MongoDB Express, Angular Node. So here in the part of the front end, Angular is available. In the part of the back end, you will be having Node.js, Express.js, and MongoDB. Let me tell you very clear. In the part of the front end, you will be having Angular. In the part of the back end, you may have something like Node.js and Express and MongoDB. So combination of Angular with Node.js, Express, MongoDB, you can able to develop end-to-end full stack application. Okay, for example, you are a Java developer. If you are a Java developer, Java full stack developer, in the part of the front end, you are going to be writing the code with Angular. In the part of the front end, you are going to be developing code with Angular. In the part of the back end, you are going to be developing with Java. So services, server side, all the things you can work with the Java JDBC, and nowadays Spring is very famous. Spring Boot. Sorry, Spring Boot. Nowadays Spring Boot is most popular, and database mostly people will work with Oracle. So when they are working with these kind of backend technologies, so again you have to learn Java programming fundamentals. Then you need to work with the Spring Boot, and then you can able to develop end-to-end full stack application. This is the kind of Java full stack, and this is the kind of main stack. In the same way, you can work with the Java in the backend. You can work with the .NET in the backend. You can work with the Python Django in the backend, or you can work with the Node.js in the backend, or you may work with the Ruby in the backend, or you may work with the PHP in the backend. See, understand one point in the backend part. For every server-side programming, database connection is important. Without database, without DB, without database, you can't able to store the data. So database is mandatory in the part of the backend side. When you are building the backend part, database is mandatory. So end of the day, you are connecting with the Java with the database, or .NET with the database, Django with the database, Node.js with the database, Ruby with the database, or PHP with the database. Okay, initially before learning Angular, you should be very good in the JavaScript. But if you want to familiar with the JavaScript, first of all, HTML, CSS, mandatory technical skills. So you need to completely understand about the HTML and CSS. If you are completely comfortable with HTML and CSS, then you can come to the JS or React or Angular or Vue.js. So this is the end-to-end architecture for the full stack web application. For main stack or MERN stack or Angular full stack or .NET full stack or Python Django full stack or PHP full stack, whatever. So this is the demonstration about the full stack, Angular and Java. So our complete classes will go with Angular and Java. We'll go with the Angular first, then we will go with the Java also. Parallelly, I will take both sessions. So try to follow the sessions. Thanks.